Bucknight Shorts. I'm Kalen. He's Brandon, and he's also the JP. So the question is, what are some of the limitations of JP in a Montana county?
Well, it's jurisdictional. You can only take care of the things that's within your county, for one. Um, there's, there's also the type of crime within your jurisdiction. It's what I'm doing is part of the courts of lower jurisdiction, which means you don't hear felonies. You can do arraignments on them and find out whether or not, when someone's been charged, then you give them their rights and the ability to have an attorney, bail. You set their bail and you do their conditions on release. But you don't take a plea from someone with a felony charges, and then you'll have a preliminary hearing, which then find out if there's cause to keep them in the jurisdiction of the courts, and then you would just have probably a motion from like the county attorney, the prosecutor, to move that to the district court. And I've had that happen where I've done the arraignment and it wasn't good for my jurisdiction. I didn't have any jurisdiction over them for a couple of the charges, but they all stayed intact, the misdemeanors as well as the attached to the felonies, and then signed a court order to move them to the district court for the higher it would be my appellate court, actually, and then they go through the system from there. But it's all about your jurisdiction. Civil cases, I'm not doing stuff that's over $15,000. It's all either small claims or a civil suit, which has different dollar amounts. So it's all about jurisdiction within your geographic jurisdiction and your legal jurisdiction.
Now, we're obviously on YouTube. What are some of the limitations as to JP with the things that we put on YouTube?
When you take a position which wasn't appointed to me or wasn't bestowed upon me without my consent, I ran for the position. So something I've always been interested in. But with that, I really have to give up certain rights. Yeah. Everybody has got their opinions politically. Everybody does, but you cannot let that influence you on what you're doing in the courts. That you have to separate that stuff, just as you do when you're in law enforcement. You may not agree with a law personally, but you know what? If there's a violation of law, then you have to enforce it. So it's really the same thing. And I am much more keen to folks' constitutional rights, even though I have to give a few up. They're all of their constitutional rights are in play, and that's what I have to ensure that is enforced for them. So that's part of it. But yeah, there's certain things I can't say, certain things I can't do, certain things I shouldn't do. It would be not illegal, but it certainly would raise a matter of bias or ethics, and there are judicial canons that you have to follow. So
Right.
It's just something that it goes along with it, and you have to be fine with that. You better be strong enough person mentally and with some integrity that you follow that, whether it's fun or uncomfortable or not. It's your duty to do that.
Well, that's some of the limitations of Dad being a JP and being a rancher on YouTube at the same time.